Oh, Barbie is out in theaters, guys. And did you go out and see it? I did, and I gotta tell you that I like this movie. Now, I'm gonna tell you that it does have some flaws in it. It is a touch long, but Margot Robbie as Barbie, Ryan Gosling as Ken, great duo there. They had fantastic chemistry and a dynamic on the screen that pays off. Barbie, the runtime, an hour and 54 minutes. That was a little bit of an issue for me, but the synopsis reads, Barbie suffers a crisis that leads her to question her world and her existence. Guys, Margot Robbie is just a standout in this. She was born to play this. She is Barbie. Like, you'll come out of this and be like, yeah, she's Barbie. I had a good theatrical experience with this. I saw it in a packed theater. People were wearing pink. People came out in droves to see this movie this weekend. People like in big groups wearing pink shirts and stuff like that. Barbie had a huge opening at the box office, so a lot of people went out to see it. 155 million domestically for a worldwide total of 337 on a budget of, well, 145. So that's a fantastic opening for Barbie, and I could not be happier for this movie because, as I said in my initial reaction, Barbie, yeah, we know it's going to be sort of fun silliness in there, but then they hit you over the head with one moment in it that it's like, oh, this is going to be the heart of this movie, and it's a serious tone. But it's crafted well from Greta Gerwig, and all the other Barbies around her make sense. How it all fits together, how all the other Kens fit in there and stuff. And, I was worried that Ryan Gosling would be a little too buffoonish, but it's well explained as to why that is. Ever since you saw that first teaser of her just standing there, that's pretty much the way that the film opens, pretty much. And when you see her standing there on the big screen like that, I was like, yeah, I'm in. And then of course, then they start dancing around and stuff like that. Margot Robbie put some of her own money into this as well. It's just a wow experience. Yeah, and when they're all dancing, like the dance-offs and stuff like this, July 21st, the weekend of Barbenheimer, out of the two guys, they're both phenomenal experiences that are both worthwhile looking. I did a quick review not a quick review, but my review for Oppenheimer's up on the channel. Go check that out as well. But keeping with Barbie, it was just fun. And as I said, people were clapping and laughing all at the same time. There's a speech in this delivered by America Ferrera, where she just kind of outlines where we are culturally, and like applause in this from people in the theater, just going like, oh, they get it, they understand it, and that's phenomenal. That's what you want. You want people interacting and engaging with your film, and that's precisely what Barbie seems to do. As weird and as odd as it is saying, from like a 40-plus-year-old man, I had a fun time watching Barbie. Now, as I said, that runtime is a bit of an issue. It sort of drags on a little bit towards the end, where it's kind of like, okay, I understand, get to it already, let's wrap this up. Just a minor issue for me because it moves fast in the beginning, right? So having a little bit drag out towards the end, kind of like, wow, it's just. But I'm not going to dock it too many points for that. But when I put out my score here in a little bit, you'll see like that. Those are some of the reasons why. It's just like, yeah, Barbie. A surprisingly good movie, and Mattel has got to be super happy with this. Mattel announced last week that they are going to be doing a lot more of their franchises. So with results like this, Barbie could be possibly on track to be $1 billion film. Could you imagine Barbie being $1 billion? It's just like not even mind-boggling. It's justified. This is a justified experience in the theater. as I said, it's got those dance numbers. Maybe it's because I saw it with my niece, but people were like, they were moving their shoulders, doing like, it's engaging. It truly is, and as I said, it's got that heart. When she, if you've seen the trailers, basically she comes out into the real world, and people are reacting to her, and you would think that it would be like, oh, okay, they don't like her, they hate her, she doesn't understand what's going on, and that's this. No, it doesn't do that. Does it get fantastical and comic booky at times? Yes. But like, as I said, it does have that silliness to it, but you don't care because it does have that underlying message where it's like, I'm Barbie. And then, of course, today's youth are like, would react how you think they would react to it. And like Ken always kind of like getting stood up. It's like, all I ever wanted was to be your boyfriend. And Kate McKinnon there is weird Barbie. Because she plays a Barbie where some kid like cut off all the hair and stuff like that. it's like that. A lot of thought went into this script. Oddly, a lot of thought, and for me, it paid off. Simu Liu there as another Ken that is like vying for Barbie's attentions and stuff like that. And the guy who plays Gravik in the Secret Invasion series is also in this as a Ken, and barely unrecognizable, I would say. So let's go over to the tomato meter and see what people are saying about this. Ooh, 90% by critics, 90% by the audience. Now, I can't be that high, but people are liking it, man. People are liking this film. I went to Oppenheimer in Toronto on the weekend, and people were out in droves in pink shirts and pink this, pink shoes. They're engaging with this movie, and it's paying off. It did pay off. So, and you're going to come out of the theater like, okay. So let's go take a look at some of the criticisms and see if we agree with them there on the old tomato meter. Because there is some negativity here that we are going to have to address. There are going to be people out there that claim that they're not misogynist, that they claim that they're not anti-woke or whatever. They're going to circle the bandwagons around this, and they're going to be like hating this. Oh, you don't tell me. Oh, they actually hate men. Well, then why are you going to see this? If you got all those such strict and argent views on social, constructs, then why are you going out to see a movie about like a doll that promotes a positive female image? Right? Why are you? Just so you can make videos and clickbait, right? To which I would call you a fool if that's what you're doing, because that's. It seems like there's a deep mine there to well of material, but eventually you'll realize sooner or later it's actually quite shallow. It's not deep. It's got a lot of response because it's like outrage culture, but. I said it in my initial reaction. All of the social commentary stuff, you don't feel like you're being beat over the head with it. You don't. And as I said, the speech that America Ferrera gives, it was crowd rousing. It got people clapping and cheering about it. Those are the people that'll be like, oh, I don't like this stuff infused in my movie. Then why in blazes are you going out to watch it? I'm looking at you. You know who I'm talking about. But James, you can't negatively say anything about them. It's like, well, hey, it's my channel. It's my review. I can do whatever I want. Enough about that. Let's agree to take a look at some of the reviews here and see if we agree with what people are saying. Mark Kermode of The Observer says, it's a riotously entertaining candy-colored feminist fable that manages simultaneously to celebrate, satirize, and deconstruct its happy plastic subject. Audiences will be delighted. Mattel should be ecstatic. Yes, they should. They should, and it paves the way for a lot of more Mattel properties. I'm looking at you, Masters of the Universe. I want that translated just as well as this was. Dennis Schwartz says, protective of the Barbie image and more expensive. And here's the thing, too. I saw it with my niece, so it was kind of like she was seeing pieces of these things and saying, oh, I have that in real life. It's like, oh, cool. So like there's full of Easter eggs in here too. And when certain cameos show up, it's just like, I didn't know that they were in this movie. What are you doing, man? It's kind of like that. It's like, wow. And yeah, it's just fun, man. It's fun. So let's take a look at some other ones here who liked it. Director Greta Gerwig doesn't just seek to make an entertaining movie, but an important one. And in that regard, it succeeds. Yeah. Yeah, because it's current. Now, it's going to be, I don't know how well it's going to age because it is uh, talking about current culture for this time period. I don't know, like 50, well, 20 years from now, if it'll be still as relevant. Um, yeah, big cast, big cast. Um, that may wane, but I mean, you thought the same thing about like Breakfast Club and Ferris Bueller, but people still go back to that. So I think people will still go back to this. So I'm not going to even read this negative review because I don't even know what that has to do with Barbie. That's nonsense. So when you see stuff like that, that's what I mean by people circling the bandwagons and using any. Because I read something like that, and as soon as I get to this part, I'm like, you are going in with the like you already hated the movie before you saw it. I don't want to give you a second more of my time. Um, okay, so somebody else. After a sweet and funny first 20 minutes, which it was, the performance of Ryan Gosling as the ever clueless Ken and a grandly overstated feminist soliloquy by America Ferrera as a former Barbie mom, because hip highlights of this more silly than clever movie become hip highlights. Okay, so at least he's talking about like, structure, story, and stuff like that. So um, he's not attacking it, right? He's just talking about the components of the movie as somebody should. Um, not like some like this movie doesn't have that directive. You don't feel that. You don't feel like that, like the Last Jedi, and you're not feeling like you're being beat over the head with some narrative, right? You don't feel that. It's there if you want to see it. And the people, I can't wait. I don't know. When I do watch the inevitable video that will come out from somebody, I'm looking at UH. It'd be like, oh, I'm not a, I, it's like, then, anyway, I talked enough about that. I like Barbie. I did. So Barbie suffers from an overbloated script that's trying to tackle too much with too many stars instead of focusing on character development. The marketing was more successful than the movie. Okay. Overbloated script. I acknowledge that. It got long towards the end. As I said, okay, let's wrap this up. If this was like an hour and 35 minutes, it would be, I think, even better. So that's where I'm docking the points for this. Because an hour and 54 minutes, yeah, that's too long. That's too long for a Barbie movie. I think I heard maybe in the theater once somebody was saying, it's almost done. It's almost done. Like little kids were going out to see this too, right? So where would I rank Barbie? It was a fun time for me. 90% by the critics, 90 by the audience. I can't go quite that high for this movie, but I really enjoyed it. And Margot Robbie was a pleasure to watch you as Barbie. I would have to give Barbie a 7.5 out of 10. Thumbs up in my book, guys. Thumbs up. Now, if you like what you've seen, by all means, go and check out my review for Oppenheimer. We'll talk about the box office results more on our daily weekday show of movie news that we do here on the channel. So if this stuff interests you, by all means, come check us out here on Mirror Domains. Let me know your thoughts of Barbie in the comments below. And if it gets like numbers like this, well, somewhere along the lines, there's got to be a sequel coming out for this. They would have to have thoughts. Ryan Gosling dancing and singing again in the Barbie movie. It's just like, I can't believe I'm saying here that Barbie was a good movie. So there it is. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. You're watching Mirror Domains. Yeah. there's going to be the inevitable people coming out of, ooh, Barbie hates men. Barbie doesn't like uh, men in charge. It's got such a negative message. It's like, were you not paying attention to the statements of what they were like? They acknowledged that. They acknowledged that uh, misandry or whatever they call it, the opposite of misogyny. They try to acknowledge all of that stuff, and that's how smart this movie is. The script wise, that's what I was talking about. It goes into all of that stuff, and then like in the beginning, when they're dancing and stuff like that, and she said, "Does anybody else think about dying in a Barbie movie?" And then you know that's going to be like the heart, the backbone of it all, and that serious tone pays off for Barbie for sure. Because it's just like it goes to a place where it's just like, yeah, I didn't expect it to go there, and it does, and I think it's worthwhile seeing in the theater for sure. And try to see go and put on a pink shirt if you got one. Go and enjoy the crowd. Be part of the ambiance. The Barbenheimer weekend, I think, was a huge, smashing success for the theatrical experience for theater movies. People are going to be talking about this for a while too. I, it fits, and it's got full of Easter eggs and stuff, and just a real pleasure. Just a real pleasure to watch. Uh, and it's silly too. Like, oh, my feet are flat. Oh no! It's just like I don't understand. It's like, but Margot Robbie does such a great job in this too. And there's that scene that I was alluding to where she comes up to the kids uh, uh, at the table and is like, "Oh, I'm Barbie. I hate Barbies. I don't like Barbies. I don't like what Barbie does for our feminist movement kind of thing, right?" So as I said, they acknowledge all of that stuff. They do, um, and I think they acknowledged it well. And then it sucks because what that America Ferrera speech that comes in the movie, that's what people were clapping to. Um, and yeah, she's like, I don't understand. I thought people liked me and stuff like that. And it's like the way she plays it too is just phenomenal. When she's talking to the kids, right? And then there's some story in there with like it's connected, and it's like this story should not be this well crafted for how silly and ridiculous some of these scenes are. But yeah, look at her. She glows. She pops off the screen, and it's for that reason. Like Margot Robbie is a phenomenal talent, huge star. My God, I'm just myself get a little bit choked up thinking about that ending. Oof. And then laughing about it too. Just about the anatomical features of the dolls and stuff. It's just, guys, Barbie is totally worthwhile seeing. Um, I don't want my smile taken away thinking about all the videos. Like, I know people are going to be posting videos of, like, yeah, like, ooh, the filmmakers hate men. It's like, were you not watching the? Did you not watch the movie? And if you felt so strongly about that, where if they even talk about like, are you if they're going to be talking about feminist stuff, and you are opposed to any kind of feminist talk in your art, like you don't want to hear it, and you like the trailers gave it pretty clear that they're going to be talking about that kind of stuff. Why are you going to see this? And don't tell me that you don't tell me what to do. Oh, it's my channel. I can tell you what to do. I can tell them. It's just like you don't tell me what to do. Um, it's I know that seems like hypocritical or like paradoxical, but it's kind of like if you hate something so much and you know what you hate is going to be infused in this movie, for me, it doesn't make logical sense as to why you would go out and see it, right? It almost seems absurd that you would go out and see it. Yeah. if that's your views. uh, God, Margot Robbie, hands down, is by far one of the most beautifulest women on this planet. And they acknowledge that too in the movie. It's like Helen Mirren narrates, and it's like, a note to the filmmaker, saying this about Greta, we find it ironic that we're saying this about Margot Robbie. It's like they break the fourth wall, and like they acknowledge all that stuff. Ryan Gosling's cover of Push from Matchbox 20. Yeah, that was fun too. It's like 2 hours later, he's still playing the same song. Oh, man. But it was cool to see that Ryan Gosling was embracing like his past of like singing and dancing. That was cool. I thought that was applaudable for sure. Margot Robbie and Ariana Greenblatt. Happy birthday to Selena Gomez. Was it her birthday yesterday? I missed it. Bummer. Well, I was out of town doing stuff. Oppenheimer has scored $33 million on Friday, the biggest opening day for an R-rated film since John Wick Chapter 4. God, Cillian Murphy did such a fantastic job. I hope it gets nominated. Michael Cera there in Barbie too as Alan. I think this is probably the best I've seen Michael Cera in a while. Like the discontinued Alan doll. It's like, there he is. Discontinued Margaret doll and stuff like that. So it's worthwhile. All right, guys. That's my Sunday stream. As you know, we'll go through a lot more of the movie news titles tomorrow and stuff. Movie news headlines and stuff. Talk to Me opens up next week. This is the one I'm looking forward to. With like the demon hand. Looking forward to that. All right, guys, that's it for